Ba-dum. What's up? What's up, Facebook world? It's your boy Mike Ball with the Future Comedy Show Livecast. We have a very special guest today. He's one of my good friends. We've been doing comedy together forever. He's a Lansing staple. He's been in the game for a long time. We already got comments in here. Okay. It wasn't from anybody real. It was from a bot. But we're gonna have a great time and introducing my pal Dave Wellfare. What's up, brother?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
It's good to see you. Good to see you. We got some shows this weekend. We just added you to the Friday show in Caro, Michigan, and we have you in Ithaca. Let me see here. I'm gonna put the banners up right here. You can come see Dave Wellfare this weekend, Ithaca and Caro, Michigan. What's up, guys? If you're watching this, shoot a comment, shoot a share. If you like what we're doing here, if you like the setup, if it sounds good, if you like Dave Wellfare's beautiful face, throw a like, throw a share, and we're gonna get right into it. Dave, you've been doing comedy forever, and you're in Lansing. What's going on in Lansing? How's it?
It's warm. I don't know how cold it is up in Saginaw, Bay City, wherever you're at right now. I see you wearing a hat and everything, but I'm actually out here in my garage. I could be shirtless if I wanted to. I could get naked out here. It's nice out tonight.
Well, let's see what if the viewers go up or down. If we get a like, we're gonna have you take off your shirt because we'll do anything. Up 2 more viewers. You got to take off the clothes, Dave. We're at 10. We got PBS numbers here. That's how. Here it goes.
All right, you got the jacket off. We need more viewers to get the shirt off.
Yeah, if we get 30 live viewers, I will take off my shirt as well.
We get 30 live viewers, we'll both be shirtless.
Here we go. Ashley Bean, what's up? How you doing, Ashley? Hopefully, we'll see you in Caro this weekend at the Brentwood Friday night. Doors at 7, shows at 8. Dude, what's up with Michigan State? What's up with and Puff goes the Magic Dragon. Here we go, baby. It is that time of year. Look at that. Okay, Monica Jean. She's throwing a star. Okay, you threw a star on there. It says you can support by sending me stars. And I think people think that you just like comment the stars. It's like a thing where it's like a penny a star. So you can like send me like 99 stars, like 99 cents. You don't have to, obviously. What I really want you to do is come to the show. And if you do throw some stars, that's cool. It all goes back into the advertising budget and making the studio dope. And look at that. I love it. 17 live. People want to see you shirtless, Dave. They want to see. We're at 17. If we get to 30 live viewers, I'll take off my shirt. If Dave almost got to take his shirt off at what did you say? I forgot what you even said. I said at 30 live viewers, I'll take mine off.
I'll do a little
shit.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Dave Wellfare just broke the internet. Oh, look at those.
I got this tattoo. I can't even tell, man, because it's reverse camera. But that's my daughter's name, how she spelled it when she was in 2nd grade. I did a show one night, and a guy afterwards is like, dude, you got to come down. I'll give you any tattoo you want. And I was like, all right. So I went down there, and I was supposed to get a Grumpy Sparty, like you just brought Michigan State up a few minutes ago. But the owner of the shop was actually there that morning. So he's like, I can't do a big tattoo like that, but you can do something small real quick. And I ran out to my car, grabbed my daughter's paper, and I was like, I'll have my daughter's name over my heart and her writing, how she wrote it in 2nd grade. So, yeah, 30 more people and the shirt will stay off.
And 30 more people, I'll take my shirt off. It's funny. It peaked up, and then I'm not sure if there's a lag or whatever, but once it dropped down back to 13, I'm not sure if they just seen the nipple and then they just had to get taken care. That's just like a little pregame for them. Maybe they took their wife or their husband. They're like, it's time to go. Okay, look at who just popped in the chat. We got Stacy from Gaylord, Michigan. Thank you for coming out on last Friday. We had a good show. We had a fun show. Stacy's always on here. She's always talking a little bit of shit, but I like it. I appreciate anybody coming out to the show. And we're just sitting here. We're talking. Dave's in the smoking season. He's got weed is legal in Michigan now, and you can grow it legally, and you enjoy grow. Can we say that on live, or do we have to delete this afterwards?
No, I'm open with everything that I do. I do have a day job that is super cool, and they're actually really like, they think it's neat that I do comedy and everything, but no, dude, I'm very open about my marijuana use. My oldest daughter knows, my parents know, all my family knows. So yeah, I mean, dude, it's perfectly legal here in the state of Michigan, and there's a lot of benefits to it. I mean, like anything, you just want to use things responsibly. So, and I mean, and wait till you do it. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
That's for sure. Well, Tammy Gardner says, hey, Mike, love your shows. Looks like you're having fun in your profile picture there, pointing to a giant bush. Tammy, appreciate you coming out. Stacy says, oh, gummies. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that, pot, if you use it, safe, I think there's nothing wrong with it. I've experimented with marijuana, and it was a 10-year study. No big deal. And it's that time of season. Actually, everybody's like harvesting their crops. Like I was on a show in Gladwin on Saturday, and my buddy Eddie, he's growing, and he just gave me a fat sack, and he put it in my pocket. He said, "Thanks for coming to do the show." It's like that time of year where you just get a lot of weed, and I don't mind it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the Facebook algorithm doesn't give a shit. Looks like we're crushing it. We're at 18. If we get to 30 live viewers, I'm going to show my titties live on. We lost 2 people. Maybe that's just not the best approach on it. Let me see.
I'll spank my bottom.
Yeah, it's Haunted Mansion in Disney. It's my kids. Oh, awesome, Tammy. That's what's up. Tammy wanted to correct. She wanted to say I'm not just pointing at a big bush. I am at the ding. Hey, Mike, we saw you the first time in Kenosha, Wisconsin. You were so funny. Oh, look at that. Amy and thank you. I appreciate it. You guys look like you're having fun in the profile picture as well. Just a couple crust kids with a nice smile. Hopefully I'll get back to Kenosha. I'm gotta just call Frank and see if he wants to get me back. That's for sure.
You take me there with you, man, for a weekend.
I would love to have you. Would you want to come out and feature for me for a weekend if I get back there?
I would come to Kenosha and see Wisconsin. I have some friends and fam in Wisconsin, so heck yeah.
And then you could do your Chris Farley impression, and because Chris Farley is from Wisconsin.
He went to Wisconsin. He went to Madison, man. He went to
And actually, so his brother Kevin Farley's doing comedy now, and he was at the Kenosha Comedy Club, and I see him posting all the time, and I'm always tagging him. I'm like, let's do a show, Kevin. Let's do a show. And he must just think I'm a weirdo because he never comments back. He's just like, whatever, dude.
Right.
He's like, I don't want to see your nipples. Let me see. Amy says, yes, bring Dave Wellfare to the cheese state, baby.
Hell yeah, man! I'll eat some curds. I will definitely. Hey, Mike. At the beginning of the show, you asked me about Michigan State. What were my thoughts? And then we got sidetracked by the comments. My thoughts on it, and I have a comment for you. My thoughts on it: rough year. We got to win this weekend. That was pretty cool. I'm happy that we got to win this weekend, but it's a rough year. Everything that's going on with Mel Tucker and whatnot, and I'm not even going to get into all of that. I am a diehard State fan through and through, but I mean, some years you have it, some years you don't. The bigger thing going on right now in the sports world, and I know you're a Michigan fan, and I'll let you know how I feel about this, like the whole sign stealing thing going on right now. Dude, honestly, as big of a State fan as I am, as big of a Michigan hater as I am, I really give 2 shits about the whole sign stealing. I didn't give a shit when the Astros did it. I mean, if you're allowed to steal it on game day and you have the resources to send somebody to go and like figure that kind of stuff out, I really don't get it. I mean, what do you think?
Did you hear what came out today? There was a report today that all Michigan's signs were stolen in the 2018 and 2019 season and was passed around the Big Ten, and all the Big Ten coaches were just passing it around like a cheat sheet, apparently. From what I read today. So what I'm thinking is that it, like, for the illegal sign stealing, it's like I feel like if you had, like, people are gonna get the signs, right? They can see them like on TV. The people can buy the footage, right? Yes. So it's like, it seems like a whole lot of to do for nothing. Look at this. The Michigan Harbaugh is not guilty. I love this.
Well, Well, like I said, I'm a State fan, and I don't see what the big deal is, man. You guys have a solid football team. You have solid players there. Jim Harbaugh has been a good coach here and there. I mean, I'm not trying to kiss Michigan's ass here by any means, but I mean, come on, dude. I mean, there's so many other things in the world, but whatever.
Amy says it's illegal in Wisconsin. We took a bunch of edibles before the show. Actually, so one time, I probably should even admit I can't be admitting stuff on live. I'll be like just admitting all my misdeeds on the Facebook Live. But those gummies are fun. You come to the show. You take one, kind of melt in your chair a little bit, but I feel like those gummies are too strong. I feel like I melt into the fabric of my couch on those things.
See, the thing about it for me is like, once I start eating those things, they're always like, eat a quarter of it. All right. If you eat too much, it's going to, I was like, does it look like I have any self-control?
Dude, I had a mango one the other day. It was delicious. I was going to just eat half of it. I was like, this thing is tasty.
No, I want it now. Because if you don't eat it now, your brain, well, at least my brain, a fat kid's brain is just like, you got that half a candy bar over there. You have that half a candy bar over there. You have that half a candy bar over there. No. Now I don't have that half a candy bar and I can think about something else.
Stacy says, since being single, I can't sleep if I don't have a gummy. Now, I don't know if that gummy's code word for something. What is that? Was that oral sex from a homeless guy with no teeth, or what is that? Damn, I shouldn't probably said that on the live either. God, I'd be saying stuff. I'm like, I should have said that.
You gotta watch your mouth, Mike.
What's a gummy? There is that when having sex with a guy with a flaccid penis? What is that, Stacey? Gotta have teeth. Gotta have teeth. Yeah, that's true.
No, I prefer not to have teeth.
Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense.
You can have your teeth, but I'm
like that. There's probably somebody watching like, oh, I was gonna sponsor this guy, but not after the gummy sex teeth joke here.
Well, maybe we could get an ice scraper company.
Let me see. Chocolate bars are better than gummies. I don't know. I haven't really got on the chocolate bar, but I've had a few gummies or ice cubes. I don't know what you mean. Could have ice cubes? What do you mean? Like
dude, ice cubes in the mouth during you guys were talking about oral. I'm married, so I wasn't, but I know about the ice cube trick.
What's the ice cube trick?
You never had a with a ice cube in her mouth?
No.
Dude.
No, I haven't. But maybe you never know.
Stephanie,
it could be on
if Stephanie's watching the live stream, there you go, Stephanie.
I think she is watching the live stream for sure. Let me see. MSU hasn't been showing up to play football. Go Blue, Michigan. Oh, well, yeah.
I'll tell you what a lot of Spartan fans have been saying. It's basketball season.
Oh, look at you, poor guy. Look at everybody's like crying that I haven't got an ice cube blowjob. Like, how are you gonna live your whole life, be a traveling performer and never have a ice cube blowjob? Let me see. That seems like a weird sensation. Let me see here. And Stephanie's here, and look at it. Looks like she's open to the ice cube blowjob. Look at that. Hell yeah, Stephanie. That's what's up.
If you're really lucky, halfway through they'll put that cube somewhere else.
Oh shit. A pop rock BJ. Okay, this is getting good right here. Now that sounds pretty wild. Have you ever had that, Dave?
Yes. Those are fucking awesome too.
Let me see here. Basketball is on now, Wellfare. Your wife's on here. Is basketball started? Is it on TV right now? Is she letting you know, like, hey, get back in the house, the game's on?
No, we don't. Oh shit, it did kick off. It did tip off tonight. Yeah.
Look at that. That's a good wife right there. She's like, basketball's on, honey. You know you love basketball. Quit talking about ice cubes. Get back to the basketball.
I was just about to tell her, get the cubes ready, darling.
Oh, that's what's cough drops. Cough drops. What do you is that something you do before? I mean, like you take a bunch of cough drops, have like freaky sex, or I
imagine it would have to be Ricola.
But like, I mean, just even like I I mean, that sounds like a pretty sticky. Sounds like it gets sticky. Nika says yes on Pop Rocks, and Nika will eat anything. She's a hungry gal. We love Anika. Thank you. We'll see you in Jackson, Michigan, December 15th. A popsicle. Now, what would you do with a popsicle, Dave? I like this. People just put like stuff on here, and then you tell me what kind of sex thing you can do with a popsicle.
I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with a popsicle, but I mean, I bet you that would be more for the ladies.
Yeah, that could be. That's what I said. Don't melt. What's the old M&M slogan? It melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
How many clicks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop? I bet you one of these people that you have on here, Mike, will know that one.
Well, yeah. If you guys know the answer to the licks to the pops, they go. Let me see. Amy says, "Have to go. Nice seeing you live. Hope to see you again in Wisconsin. Take care." Well, hey, thanks, Amy. I'm glad that you heard all this talk, and then you're like, I got business to take care of, and we'll see you later.
Costco and get some Pop Rocks.
Oh yeah. Well, Amy, thanks for coming to the show. We appreciate you always. Anybody watching who's been to a live comedy show, I definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Stacy says she's going to hell. Well, I don't know why. Why, Stacy? You should repent. Repent for those in there. Let's see. Amy is laughing. She knows I'm right. Tammy says, can't wait for you to be in Bay City, which I will be in Bay City New Year's Eve at the State Theater with 8 comics plus me. All proceeds go to local causes, suicide awareness with Barb Smith, Veterans Coalition, Volunteering the Disabled, Alyssa's Animal Shelter, and Essex Garberville's Athletic Association. And Anika, 250 licks. That's what it takes. What do you think, Dave?
I thought it was closer to 248, but
248,
348, 348.
Well, I guess who's doing it? You know what I mean? It was just it could take longer, and then Anika's like, 250 done.
Real quick, man, going back to that New Year's Eve show, it's great that you're doing that for all the different causes and charities. But anybody that might be on the fence whether or not you want to do that or not do that, dude, I got to perform there once with you, Mike, and Nick Guerrera, and I can't tell you, like, a more unique and really cool venue to be able to perform. And I know my wife thought it was a really, really unique place to actually watch a comedy show too. It's just all around a good time, good cause. Get those tickets, honestly. And I saw your lineup that you have, man. You got some good folks on the old docket for them on New Year's Eve, man.
Yes. So yeah, and for me, it's like everybody's volunteering their time. We're all coming out there. It's a great way to start the new year, helping out the community. All the causes are like close to me. Like the Primo Scholarship. That's my best friend growing up, and we have a scholarship in his honor. Barb Smith. I lost one of my best friends to suicide. So she's a resource for people who are going through that. What they say is survivors of suicide. So like when somebody like passes away, she'll come and counsel you and talk to you and make sure, you're doing all right after this, after that kind of stuff. And then volunteers assisting the disabled. That's JC Dankert. You know JC, right?
Not sure.
Let me see. Awesome way to celebrate, and thank you for helping all the causes. Of course. They all mean something to me. What's the cause that you get up for? Like, what's something that you care about, Dave?
I don't care. I care about me. I care about me. Honestly, I don't give a shit about anybody else. I just care about me. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, the suicide prevention, Mojo. Mojo made an attempt on his life, and he got a second chance, and he's making the best of it. And for everything that he did for me and where I am today, honestly, he was like a second dad to me, a brother to me, taught me like so many different things. So, I mean, that's a cause that I always am into. I also recently I'm adopted, and I think it's neat when people get reunited with their biological parents and stuff like that. So those are different things. I don't know if that's a cause or anything like that, but I'm interested in those kinds of stories and seeing those kinds of reunions happen.
That'd be a pretty oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there. And maybe we can get something or that'd be a good idea for like a show. Maybe you're like hosting it, Dave Wellfare. You're like, and then you're like, hey, I'm here. You want to know your real mom, and then bam, through the door, the mom shows up, and they're like, "What?" And then you're there, and you like light a joint, and you're like, "How is it, guys? How's it?"
Dude, that'd be funny if like my dad was there too, and like he's like, "I have a joint too."
Let me see. Like a prom, Jess. I'm taking off. Have a good night. See you next month. All right, Anika. We'll see you. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you at the Jackson at the 308 Brass Rail with another hot lineup. But I do like that idea. That's a pretty good idea with the maybe reuniting families and like kind of making a reality show out of it. Maybe for like Netflix or something.
A few years back, my father-in-law's girlfriend got me an ancestry thing.
Yeah.
And I did the spit and turned it in, and I did the stuff to see like if there was anybody around me that was biologically related to me. And I guess I have a first cousin right over here in East Lansing, and it's weird. I guess you can make contact with those kinds of people, but I always think it would be weird to like message, "Hey man, did your like aunt or something have a baby in 1977?" and be like, "Fuck this, I'm giving it up," and then be like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I just think if somebody messaged me, I'd be like, "What the hell's going on? This is weird." I don't even know if I'd respond. So
I don't know. It's worth a shot. I mean, worst comes to worst, so they leave you on red. But I think like if I had a cousin that I didn't know, and they were like, "Hey, like let's hang out, maybe go get a coffee or something," I wouldn't be against it. I'd probably give them a chance. I'd probably see what's up.
We're cousins right here. I'm not just some creep. I'm contacting you through this ancestry, man. I don't know. But I do like those stories, man. I love the idea of people wanting to reconnect with people, man, because that's got to be a hard decision. Like, I have 2 kids and everything, and I can't imagine like giving either one of them up and not having them as much as I possibly can. I can't fathom that. So
you are a great dad, Dave.
Well,
I've been on a road with you, Dave, and all Dave talks about is his wife and his kids. And I like actually really admire it because you have a love for them, and it's like, hey man, that's like fantastic. You're out there and you're providing for your family on the road, and you really do care about them. And I mean that's admirable, I think.
Well, I appreciate it, but I've made a lot of mistakes in my past with the ladies, and then the ladies and karma had their revenge on me, and now I have another really, really good lady in my life. So you know what? Better not mess this one up. So talk about them all the time. Let everybody know I'm super happy, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes I did in the past. So.
Well, hey, we all live and we all grow, and it looks like Tammy, we got some they probably couldn't give you the life that they wanted to. That's what Tammy said. That was pretty sweet. She's just trying to think from the other side, and who knows, like what it, and you're pretty close with your adopted parents though, right?
My parents?
Yeah.
Like my mom and dad, like who I grew up with in the house and everything. Like not I don't know my bio. Yeah, I'm pretty close with my parents. Yeah, I wouldn't say that like we're estranged by any means, but yeah, they're in Florida for like 8 months of the year. So I mean, you're as close with them as you can possibly be. And then when they're here, they're elderly, so you're helping out and taking care of them and doing stupid things with them. But yeah, man, I've always been close. Go up north and vacation with them, do all that kind of stuff, man. But I tell you what about Carrie, real quick though, you know how good she is, and I wouldn't be doing comedy unless I had met her. Man, she's the one that gave me the encouragement to go up and do it, and she's the one that supported me and said, "Hey, it seems like you're kind of funny. I'll watch the kid tonight. Go do this show in Saginaw. Go do this show in Grand Rapids." I don't know if other people in my past that I was with would have been that supportive.
Well, I would say you're more than kind of funny. You're professionally funny. You do
I
it.
don't want to toot my own horn, but
Yeah, well, yeah, I wouldn't have you on the show if you were just kind of funny.
Well,
Kind of funny. You can go to the open mics. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're the fucking. You bring a whole show of. You're like a bundle of fucking energy. You're like a firecracker. It's like like right now you're on like I'd probably say 3 out of 10 of where David Wellfare can go. I think you can get to if you guys are thinking about coming to see Dave, I mean it's like seeing it's almost like I know Chris Farley is one of your favorite comics, but it's like you have this Chris Farley energy on stage. You're excitable, you're happy, you're doing your jokes, they're well written bits, there's callbacks. Yeah, I would say that you definitely got it. I'm glad that Carrie kept you encouraged. That's for sure. I love Carrie. I think she's fantastic.
Oh, I love her too. Yeah, it's and I appreciate all the kind words on the comedy. Yeah. Off stage, I try to stay pretty much mellow, but when I'm on stage, that's when you let the lion out of the cage a little bit and you have some fun. And yeah, so you try not to go too fast, too quick, otherwise you lose your breath and then you look like an idiot for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Have you ever had like an anxiety attack on stage or anything like that? Like, or have you like always been pretty good?
I've had times where it just wasn't going like well. I mean, I had last Thursday night, dude. Last Thursday night, I was in the middle of my set, and for the first time ever, I just said, do I want to just fucking bite this and not take my pay and walk right now? I just like it was a weird environment and everything like that for comedy, and I just didn't feel like that they were enjoying it, and there were TVs on a little bit.
Ooh,
and,
I hate when TVs are on.
Yeah, dude, and it was only the second time doing the show there, but I love the booker. I absolutely love the booker, and I love the dude that was the owner too. This was not the normal place that they normally have this show. They usually have it at a different location in the city, and that place is absolutely awesome for comedy. They're still trying to figure out what they're going to do with this place and everything, but man, I like jokes that normally are just weren't hitting because like you had people up at the bar that were talking and watching the game, and then you had people that were in front of you and everything that had paid for the show, and it was just it was not the best night for comedy, if you will.
Yeah.
And the first time in a long time, like, yeah, I got in the middle of it. I was like, this just isn't working tonight. I don't even want to do this. But as far as an anxiety attack, no, I've never had an anxiety attack. I get really nervous beforehand, but I think that kind of nervousness is good. Like I was telling my daughter the other day, man, like it's good to be nervous before big events. She had her big swim meet this last weekend. I told her if I'm not nervous before I go on stage, and I've been doing this 10, 11 years now, if I'm not nervous before I'm going on stage, something's wrong. Yeah. Something's really wrong. It's good nerves. It's not that I don't want to be up there. It's I want to get up there now. Get off the stage, whoever. It's my turn. It's that kind of nerve.
I like that. And here we got Robbie Davis. What's up? Chicago's very own. I'll be in Chicago next Thursday at the Chicago Laugh Factory. If you want to come out, Robbie, love you. Always. Tammy says, bye, bye, Mike. Thanks for all you do, of course. Appreciate you watching. Yeah, that's in bombing's like some of the toughest thing you can ever do. I mean, that's a feeling that that like gets in your heart. You go, I remember one time I did an open mic in Lansing at Max, and I brought this girl up from Saginaw, and we drove there. It was about an hour, 20-minute drive. I'm doing good. It was like really early. I was probably like a couple years in, and I've been doing good. I was getting laughs everywhere. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go kill it. I'm gonna show this girl how funny I am. Blah blah. I bomb. She doesn't want to look at me in the eye after the show. We have to drive an hour and a half back to Saginaw, right? She looks out the window the whole time. Doesn't even look at me, opens the door, gets out, doesn't say. It's bombing hurts. It's probably like the toughest thing. But once you, but I think that's what motivates you to get good. You're like, I can't do that again. I can't bomb.
Do you have Sirius XM?
I don't have Sirius XM.
Okay. Well, if you get a chance, man, I'm sure you can look up these interviews anywhere. But Conan O'Brien has a station on there, Channel 106, and he does his podcast, Conan Needs a Friend. And he reflected recently on some of his old stand-up days. And he actually said he started to embrace when he would bomb in some of these places that he went to because, all right, this crowd isn't receptive to what I had prepared for them. So why not just go off the rails and, you know what? Be goofy, try something different. I mean, is the response going to be any different? So he felt like it was so much, he put like so much work into this prepared material that he was just going to do all this other stuff that he had in the back of his head that he thought was just too crazy to ever try. And he started enjoying doing comedy so much more because he was doing more what he wanted to do instead of what he thought the audience wanted to hear him do. And I thought that was really cool.
That's super cool. I mean, that's odd, and it seemed to work for him. I mean, he had a show on what, TBS, and then what, he was on the like CBS or something. I forget.
He was on like,
but he's been killing
it. Late show with Conan O'Brien or something like that after Letterman years ago, and then he took, I believe it was Letterman's spot when he went over to CBS. No. He went after Leno, I believe, on NBC forever. And then he took the Tonight Show after Leno left. And then fuck Leno, came back and
fuck Leno. That's pretty aggressive,
dude. I'm a Conan fan. And when Conan got to the Tonight Show, man, dude, that was good on him. And then when Leno decided he wanted to come back because his little primetime show wasn't working, he wanted to come back to where he ruled and forced Conan out. And then Conan had to sit on the bench for a year and do a tour. And then he came back to TBS. Yeah, fuck Leno, man.
Oh,
and Letterman was better than Leno anyways. Arsenio Hall was better than Leno.
I don't know if you're gonna get on Jay Leno's garage talking like that, dude.
I don't give a shit.
You're gonna be in your own garage, not Jay Leno's.
I'd rather, I got an Men in Black banner behind me. I don't need Jay Leno's garage. I'd rather comb Letterman's beard than hang out with Jay Leno.
Oh shit, Letterman has a sick beard though. I'll tell you
Letterman was awesome. Letterman was. Did you know in high school I got to do a top 10 list once a week at school?
No, I didn't know you did that.
I love Letterman, man. I used to make up these stupid top 10 lists, and I would get to read them out to the class and everything. And dude, it was great.
And that's is that like kind of gave you the motivation to be a comic, or was that like some of the foundation right there, like kind of getting up in front of everybody?
In fourth grade, I was voted most humorous kid in the classroom, and that's where it started. It was just making people laugh, man. I've talked on these things with you before, listening to Robin Williams at Night at the Met, listening to old 45s of Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor and Red Fox and Red Skeleton. And then I'd go to school and I'd imitate these things, and none of these kids understood Red Fox or Red Skeleton or Richard Pryor, but they related somehow to the Robin Williams bits. So I would start just like, dude, getting all jacked up and everything and just doing Robin Williams bits for these people and making them laugh and doing Good Morning Vietnam sketches. Because like when you bought a movie soundtrack back in the day, not only did you get all the soundtracks, all the songs from it, but you'd get the little clips from the movies. And I would listen to those things over and over and over again. Then I'd go to school and do all of those Good Morning Vietnam bits that he did as Adrian Cronauer on radio over in Vietnam. I used to do all that kind of stuff. My teachers would even love it.
I mean, that's how I feel like that's like the how it starts is like taking the bits and doing the bits and then figuring out your own bits. And that's awesome. That's a great way to start it. Look, here we go. Heather Ann, she's got a kitty cat, and she says, any single comedians this month?
Yeah, that profile picture. No, I'm kidding.
I would say most likely there's a single comedian. Just statistically, there's got to be one. I think Steve single.
Isn't Steve single?
Steve maybe single. I'm not sure. And then I don't know. I'd have to look at the lineups really, but Chuck Bates will take you to fucking Pound Town.
He's scared of ghosts.
Yeah, Chuck. Oh yeah, that was so funny going to on the ghost tour with Chuck. He's like, fuck this. Oh shit, bro. I loved it, man. Hey, people are popping in. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, if we get to 30 viewers, I'll show my titties. We got to 23, and then they're like, they don't want to see me. But Dave showed his nipples earlier. I said I'd get it if I get to 23. And we've been having a good time here on the Future Comedy Show livecast. Dave's been imparting some knowledge. Okay. So if there's any new fathers that are watching this, what advice you got for your dad of two? What advice you have for new dads out there?
Protect your shit.
Protect your shit. Like always put everything up high, or what?
Always have your best foot forward, man. You never know what's going to happen if you're not married and everything like that. And even if you are married, I mean, just like do what you can to provide and do the best you can. Okay, this is how it was for me, man. When I became a father, I wanted nothing more than to be a father. So when I became a father to Kylie, I quit doing all that stupid shit. I quit going out to the bar nearly as much as I did, knocked back the drinking, and realized that it was more about the kid than it was about me. So when I say protect your shit and all that kind of stuff, I'm just joking around. But honestly, man, if you're going to be a father, dude, if you're going to be a mother, if you're going to be anything to a kid, man, once you've decided to make that choice, dude, that kid's got to be your priority, man. Do everything you can to provide them everything that they deserve in life. So
I like it. I like that. So you weren't just saying like get a prenup. You were like saying like,
no, you don't need a prenup or anything like that. I mean, it depends on how your relationship is, man. But my relationship with my wife is awesome. So, I mean, like we were talking before we started recording, dude, every relationship, dude, you got like, you're going to go through some trials with your kids, with your jobs, with relationships, with bills, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you're with somebody that you're able to work that kind of stuff out with, man. Like my wife, I'm able to talk to her about anything. I mean, absolutely anything. And she can talk to me about absolutely anything. So with her, like, I don't need a prenup or anything like that. I trust her. And that's honestly, that's who you should find in life. Is somebody that you can trust and someone that you can absolutely talk to. Tell them what you're scared of. Tell them that you want to get up on stage and try to make people laugh, and have someone there that's like, you know what, I'm going to support that. But you got to be the same way. When they want to do something where they want to start a small business or they want to do whatever they want to do in life, you got to support them, and you want to be able to see them be successful because they want to see you be successful. There's too many relationships where I see out there where people are just fooling around and making bad decisions and having kids and then aren't up for like what the future holds after that one night and everything like that. And it sucks for those kids, man. But if you've decided to be a parent, man, be a parent. That's my advice.
I like that. I feel like you just dropped some real knowledge, and then the viewership just went up. They're like, oh, I feel like Dave knows what he's talking about. This is Dr. Dave here at the 855 show with Dr. Dave. Here we are. He'll subscribe you some medical marijuana, and then he'll put you on the path of having a nice family life. I know
you've seen the smoke fly a couple times tonight. I'm surprised at like how well I'm speaking with you at times tonight too.
I feel like you're in the zone, dude. I mean, Dr. Dave. I feel like anybody have any let me see. If you want any advice from Dave, just ask a question. We'll have Dr. Dave answer your question. Here we are. Junior Coltrane, another kitty cat. We have a kitty cat. Comedians are the most clicky people alive. You're either in the clique or your ass out, bro. What do you think about that, Dave?
I love people that hide behind kitty pictures.
Junior Coltrane says the clicky. I feel like you're right. I feel like comedians are clicky people. I feel like everybody's kind of clicky. It's like you have your friends, and kind of that is what it is. And I mean, I think in this business you want to just have as many friends as possible. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But then also, the people who get along with people and that's their friends. I mean, I don't blame them for hanging out with their friends. But I don't know, but maybe that's what it is. But it's a hard knock life, man. It's not easy being a cat in a dog world. You know what I mean?
I'm the same person that I was in high school, man. Like, I got along with the jocks. I got along with the nerds. I was a band guy. I was a journalism guy. I was a yearbook guy. I was all those kinds of guys, man. So I jumped like a chameleon from group to group and got I mean, if you've seen my joke where I talk about my last name being Wellfare and the black kids called me Food Stamp, dude, that's 100% legit, man. Seriously, one of my old friends lived right across the street not too long ago from me, and every time he would still come out, like just 10 years ago or so, he'd be like, "What up, Food Stamp?" And I'd be like, "What's up, Mike? How you doing? It's good to see you, bud." So no, it's something that like I get what he's saying and everything, but yeah, I've never tried to be cliquey. I've tried never to burn bridges. I've tried to get along with as many people as I possibly can out there because we're all trying to get the same place, man.
There is one bridge that you burned.
Really?
Mr. Taco in Lansing?
Oh, dude, he's not booking any stage time.
I know, but you burned that bridge. You shat on Mr. Taco. Mr. Taco, let me see.
You know, when people deserve it.
Look at this person. This guy, if you're the same person now that you were in high school, you have failed as an adult. Do some soul searching, bro, quick. Okay. So now we know why juniors having trouble getting into these friend groups here.
He didn't listen to anything I said, man. It was dude, I get along with everybody. That's why I get along with most people now in the comedy world, is because like I've been able to jump from group to group. Anybody kitty pictures?
An actual pussy. Damn, dude. Stephanie's not taking it, dude. Stephanie said, "Get the hell out of here." Well, that's the thing. I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe we just got a little troll. We got a little kitty troll. Kitty. Man. But I don't know. I don't think he was. It's all right. Some people are wild. Some people are wild though. They'll like comedy's not a thing that is like, I mean, it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not an entitlement. You know, you don't get like, you're not entitled to any stage. You're not entitled to any show. Pretty much everything is it's a privilege. If somebody wants to work with you, because they trust you on the stage. They trust you that you're going to do a good job, that you're not going to fuck it up for the venue. And it's hard. Let me see. All the great comedians are total loners. All of them. Let me see. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to disagree.
Bert Kreischer right now, and this is just the flip side of that, you know, playing devil's advocate. But Bert Kreischer out there, I don't think he's a total loner. I mean, you look at his social media, and he's on fire every single day, and he does those cruises and those pop-up shows at movie theater or outdoor venues and everything. And his relationship with Segura and Bill Burr, and Bill Burr's another one. I don't think he's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah, Bill Burr is great.
Wife,
yeah. His
wife, the way I don't think all the greats are loners, but dude, I think there is a dark side of comedy where, like, when you get alone in your head, you can think some pretty dark thoughts, but then at the same time come up with some pretty funny material on that too. It's just about how deep you want to go and how willing you're to go that dark, but I'm not willing to go that dark, you know what I mean? So
I don't know. I know a lot of great comedians. I mean, Dave Chappelle seems to have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I would say, Dave Chappelle is probably one of the best of our times.
Yep. I don't know. Robin Williams, man, he was one person on stage and a completely different person off stage.
Yeah. Do you think Robin Williams suffered from like burning out like his receptors in his brain from doing too much cocaine, like his like happiness receptors, like you couldn't, you know, like when you do too many drugs, like all the serotonin leaks out and then you could never get the same amount of serotonin. I mean, that's what they were saying. You know, that's why he never he never bounced back, because
he knew those first 5 years afterwards that like everything was different and he was going to be fighting these demons for the rest of his life. So
Andy was sick too. Andy was sick. Brody Stevens was the greatest crowd comedian, but not a very good of material comedian. Brody had dark thoughts, and it cost him his life. Well, that is once again, New Year's Eve. We're doing. If you buy a ticket to New Year's Eve, you can pick Barb Smith Suicide Awareness or Resource Center. And all that goes to that kind of thing. Actually, because I believe that that was a nice callback. How you like that? That
was a segue. That was a freaking segue. Not only do you look like you work in radio, but that, my friend, in the biz is called a segue. That was a great segue.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I mean, comedy is a dark place because I think there's a lot of people with alcohol dependencies, drug dependencies. You're on the road a lot. It's hard to maybe get real relationships. I mean, it is. I mean, it could be really hard. So the comics, if you're not feeling great, if you're watching this and you're a comic, and or just a regular person, you're not feeling great, reach out, talk to somebody. You can, like Barb Smith, Suicide and Resource Center. Look up her, man. Talk to her. You can always call the number if you're not feeling good.
If you're a comic in Lansing and just need to hang out and come out to the garage, I obviously go back and watch this episode tonight. I've said some magical shit, dude. I've impressed myself, and we could have a good conversation in my garage.
Okay, so our kitty cat just meowed at us. He said Robin Williams stole everyone's material. He openly admitted it. What do you think about that? Because I heard that. I heard that.
Admitted it. But if you also know or read his book, he also paid a bunch of people afterwards because they brought it to his attention, and he completely said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." The way his brain worked and how rapidly he just like put things out there. Yeah, he was just saying stuff, and he openly admitted it because he knew that he was doing it, but he compensated those comedians too. And you ask the comedians that were had the material taken, they'll say that they were compensated. So that's not a secret.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think, and that's nice. I mean, that's better than somebody just taking your material and telling you to fuck off. The darkness is what makes the great comedians great. And I think that's subjective. I think that's subjective. I mean, I guess it's probably some of it's true. I mean, but it doesn't have to be that way. And that's like a thing where I see with comics and comedy is that a lot of people think that you have to live this tortured life or live in a car to be a comedian. And it's like, you don't have to do that. It's just kind of like something that you're telling yourself. You don't have don't romanticize it. You don't have to romanticize the struggle. Like make it a goal to live healthy and have healthy relationships and try to make a living if you can. Let me see. Junior, when you steal a comedian's material, you're stealing their opportunities for success. Yeah, I mean, yes, we never condone stealing jokes. I think that's probably like one of the comedy sins. I mean, that's like that's the one thing that you don't want to do.
What are your thoughts on parallel thinking? I know your show is like completely like off the cuff, and I'm not trying to minimize it at all, but it's different every single time.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to describe it right there. But what are your thoughts on parallel thinking? If someone is like, "Hey, man, I got a joke that talks about that in my set, but they're nothing like each other whatsoever. It just happens to be like the same topic." What are your thoughts on parallel thinking?
I know it happens for sure because I had a bit about when Louis C.K. Was caught, or when he was jerking off in front of those girls, and I made a bit that they were just racist against ugly people because if it was like somebody hot, they'd be like, they wouldn't be like, they'd be like, oh, let me suck it, you know what I mean? It's just because Louis C.K. was so ugly, and then so I had that bit, I never released it, I only did it probably like 10 times. And it was just with the current material. And then I seen it on Dave Chappelle's special. And I was like, oh, shit. So it's like, I'm not saying Dave and I are, I mean, he's a great, we had similar thoughts. And it's, I mean, sometimes that happens for sure. I mean, because I mean, people do that. People think about that.
Recently, a month or so ago, I had worked a couple of shows with the same person. And the second night they came up to me, and my closer. I'm not going to say the word that my closer is titled, but it.
Yeah.
And what leads into it, it's about kidney stones, and it's my experience with my kidney stones. And then I have the thing. The person came up to me and they're like, I have a bit about kidney stones. And I was just like, okay, but like, our stories are nothing alike. And my story, my kidney stones take me on a journey to what my punchline is, which is nothing even relatable to yours. And they didn't want me to do the joke. And I was like, well, I'm sorry.
They want you to do your closer?
I will take this part of my... Right. They basically wanted me to get rid of my last two jokes. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get rid of this one line that seemed to bother them. And I'm doing the other two jokes because they're not similar.
Are you featuring or are you headlining these shows?
I'm featuring.
And so the headliners ask you not to do your closer?
Inadvertently saying that I had a bit about that topic too. And
well, that's too bad.
Yeah, I know your bit, but your bit is like basically completely different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't like telling anybody what they can't do on a show or tell them what material to use or whatever. I would just say if you're a comic though, and you're up front and you're a new comic, just don't say fuck a million times. Just as a professional thing, you just look more professional the way you don't. I'm not saying don't swear. I'm just saying I'm like the most guilty of it of all. I'm a sailor. I can get into it. I can fuckity fuck harder than I get fucking. But I would just say, I mean, that's my advice is, if you're up front, try to not say fuck 1,000 times and do your act. Don't try to be too fucking crazy in the beginning. You know what I mean? Sometimes when people come out in the beginning of the show and they want to talk about like the craziest shit ever, you're like, oh dude, I can't. It's not so much but you don't want to tell anybody what to do. You got to do whatever you want to do for your act, but also remember that you may not fit into a show's mold. You know what I mean? If that's what the kind of comedy you're doing. So it's like it's nothing against it.
I was just wondering what your thoughts were on. I have no problem anybody doing anything related, like as long as you're not stealing my stuff line for line for line. It's parallel thinking to me is fine by me.
I think it happens. Yeah. But then you can also tell if it is stolen, because I mean, like, there can be some stuff where you're like, okay, that's a little too similar. But I don't know. I'd say just keep writing. If somebody steals your shit, that's all you can really do. I mean, you can't really take them to the police. As a comedian, personality hits harder than quality jokes. I feel like that that's a point. I feel like Theo Von has a great personality. I'm sure his jokes are good too. I don't really watch a ton of his stand up. I see a lot of his clips and he has a great personality. I think that just him just talking is funny as shit. Just
his podcast is great.
Yeah. So, I mean, just who he is great. And I mean, there's a lot of people like that, like Andrew Schultz, who has a great personality.
I mean, shit, if you come and see me this weekend at Caro or Ithaca, and like we talked about earlier, I'm a completely different personality, and I'm animated. My face basically does a lot of the talking for me. Yeah, personality. I mean, stage presence, basically. If you have good stage presence, like this, Mike, over the years, you've developed into having a monster stage presence up there. So, I mean, yeah, personality on stage goes a long way.
I mean, that's in anything pretty much. I mean, if somebody likes somebody with a personality, I mean, you could be in sales or you can be, I mean, anything you're doing, a good personality helps. I mean, that's for sure. Yeah. Let me see. Theo got so busted wearing his hair wig. Look at it next time. So obviously a hair hat. This is fucking, we got the, oh shit, we're digging deep into conspiracies. Theo Von's hair is not even real. That'd be so fucking funny. It's like a big old conspiracy. We're like, he doesn't even have, I met him in LA and he was, and I feel like it was like the same thing as what you were saying. Like he like when I talked to him, like I just met him, I said, hey, you know, I'm Mike. It was a long time ago before he really blew up, or you know, I was like just a couple years into comedy, and he was actually pretty much the same thing that I was saying to you about. Was like he's just chill. He wasn't putting on a big show. He wasn't trying to like. It wasn't like he was doing his act or nothing like that. He was just kind of, right. Hey, nice to meet you. Whatever, blah blah. Yeah. That's it. That's always good to know. This has been a pretty deep dive into comedy. Usually we don't really get into like the mechanics and in the inside baseball on here. You can tell Junior Coltrane is a comic. You know, he's thinking about it. Maybe a newer somewhere, like maybe within a couple of years, new comic. I'm just guessing. Like a lot of, you know, when you first start doing comedy, like you obsess about comedy, like you eat, breathe, and shit comedy. Like that's all you do is fucking read books about comedy and listen to podcasts about comedy. I remember just freaking going nuts. Every freaking book I can get my hands on about comedy.
Every Wednesday at that open mic at Connections back in the day, I tried to have a new 5 minutes to go up with. Always tried to have, I was always writing back then. Now it's hard, or like what I think is funny, I don't know is funny, you know, and I used to have a lot of comics over in the garage back in those days, but then all of a sudden you stop hitting the mics and everything because all the paid shows are coming in and you don't have time because you're out on the road and you're out doing shows. You don't have the time to sit in the garage anymore. I used to do so much more writing and like, you know, I was doing door dashing this last 9 months or so. And I tell you what, I've come up with a lot of material just being alone in the car. Like we were talking earlier, being alone in your head, you can find a lot of funny in there. And yeah, I've come up with a lot of good stuff. But man, writing in the garage back in the day was a lot of fun with some of the comics I used to hang out with.
I feel like if you get around the right people, like there's like a comedy juice, you know what I mean? Like you start juicing a little bit, everybody's laughing, you get this momentum, you start writing tags. I mean, that made you know, that's a good point, man. And you're definitely right, especially when you have an act, you're like, oh, I don't really want to get away from it, but you do have to keep writing. You got to keep writing. You got to keep doing the thing, or you'll be stuck with jokes about Bill Clinton. You know what I mean? You know, jokes
don't write nearly as much as I should, but when I do write, I do think it is quality though, because it sticks with me for a while. Because it starts as a thought, and then it just starts manifesting. Oh man, I gotta tell you this one that I'm not going to do it right now with you, but I have this whole thought. Remind me to tell you my thoughts on how I think Monsters Inc. is real and the Illuminati is behind it, man.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear that. It looks like the people that are watching, what's going on here? This is a YouTube comment. Somebody's on my YouTube. That's what's up. So this is streaming to my YouTube, my Facebook, and the Future Comedy Show Facebook. So we're getting people on here. What's going on here is saying that Junior's a nut job. The comics are going against each other. I don't know, maybe what's going on to comic. I'm not sure. But yeah, so Junior's on YouTube as well. You can see which clip they're from. And yeah, Junior's sitting here talking about Joe Rogan, saying Joe Rogan's so short that he has to stand on his very, very tippy toes to go pee. I'm not gonna laugh at that. I want to get on Joe Rogan. I feel that's an interesting thing too, is like how it's changed from trying to get on Conan O'Brien to getting on Rogan. Like nobody cares about TV anymore. Like if you get on Rogan one time, you're in the business. All right, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Well, hey,
dude, I just don't have 3 hours to listen to a podcast, man. I got nothing against him or his opinions or anything like that. Loved him on news radio back in the day. Fear Factor was the shit.
Fear Factor was the shit. Listen here, Joe Rogan. I smoke rocks. I gotta tell you something, Joe Rogan. Yeah, I don't know. I seen Joe Rogan at the Comedy Store too, and I was too nervous to even say hi to him. I was like, man, I'm not fucking this shit up. I would have
said hi. I would have been a nerd and been like, dude, I know everybody talks to you about your podcast, but news radio was awesome. I know you didn't have the lead on that shit, but every time you came in there, you said something funny, dude. News radio. Go back and watch old Joe Rogan. He had hair then.
I know. I get so nervous. It's funny. You ever see like Joe Rogan from like the beginning of like when he was just like a comic, like a young comic, and he was all skinny and he had like hair, and now he's just like fucking buff as fucking shit. He's like humongous.
Yeah, man. I mean, he juices just like everybody else. But dude, all right. This is advice from my years and years and years of radio. All right. 2 times this has been told to me. One time, the very first time I ever got to meet a big band, it was the Smashing Pumpkins. I was told right away by the record rep, don't talk to Billy Corgan. All right. He does not enjoy talking to people. I said to myself at that point, when else am I ever going to meet this guy in my life? I'm going to tell him that I thought a show that I saw at the Breslin Center back and blah, blah, blah was awesome. Ended up talking to him for 5 minutes. Dude was cool. When I got to James Eha, he was the asshole. Flash forward a few years later in radio, about maybe 8 or 9 years later, I was working for the sports station then at that point. We got tickets for the Batman Begins 500 down at MIS in 2008, whenever that movie came out. We had all access passes to be able to go wherever we wanted to go. And we were down in the infield, and I was walking around with Mad Dog, our old sports guy here in town on the sports station. And we came across Richard Petty, and he goes, "Hey, Guido, go over there and talk to him." And I was like, "All right." And he goes, "No, don't bother him." I was like, "Doc, when am I ever going to get a chance to meet Richard Petty again?" Went over there, talked with him for about 15 minutes, and that picture's still hanging up on my wall, dude. Dude, 2 times in my life where like I said to myself, whenever am I ever going to get the chance to do it again? So if you ever get that chance, Mike, just go say hi. You don't have to be a douchebag.
Oh yeah,
just
well,
say hi.
I did that with, I met Mark Cuban on Mackinac Island, and I was there with Stephanie, and I'd like just got out of the bathroom, just washed my hands, and I like walked by him, and I didn't even notice, and somebody goes, "There's Mark Cuban." I go, "Oh shit." And I like turned around, I beeline, I was like, "Mark Cuban, Mike Ball, big fan, read your book." And he's like, all right. And then security's like, "He's got to go." And I was like, all right. Like I was way over the top. See, that's the thing though too, is like I get like too excited. Like when I first met Pauly Shore, and I was like, when I was like, "Oh, Mr. Shore, I'm here to work for you." He's like, "Cool it, dude. Cool it. Like, calm down."
I went fanboy on Fortune when we were down at the ballpark for the first like minute and a half or so. Just, dude, I was a dumbass there. But whatever. I like her though. I think she's super funny.
She was super nice too when we met her. Shout out to Fortune Feimster. But hey, my iPad is about to die. We've done over an hour, Dave. Hey, I think we should do this again. Junior Coltrane, even though you're a little wild boy, we appreciate you watching. What's going on here? Appreciate you. Boo this man. That's funny. I'm not sure if he's talking about Junior or not, or whoever is doing it. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. If you're in Michigan, come see Dave and I. We'll be in Ithaca Saturday, Caro, Michigan on Friday, and then I'll be in Reed City. Damn, dude, the comment section is fucking just hating on each other. This is funny as hell. But you know, everybody love everybody, like Will Ferrell says.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it. And then if you guys need tickets, man, just check out my website, mikeball.com. I got clips on there. And hopefully you guys can come to the New Year's Eve show, Thanksgiving shows, and shows this weekend. Thank you so much. Hang on a second, Dave. I'll end this, and then we'll talk for 5 seconds before my laptop dies. Peace be with you. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if it ended. Uh-oh. I think it froze. Let me see. Oh,
we switched.
I think we're still live. I'm not sure.
I think we are too.